Hey all, and this is the Three Musketeers event. This is Water Slayer and Beast Killer. So this is the main team I'm using. It's slightly strange actually. All the damage is on the Apex Predators card. I'm also leaving up 2 shields on the Radiants and 1 shield on the Korelium bosses. If you've not already watched the video regarding the shield trick that T-Bone made, I highly recommend watching that. You will understand why I'm leaving up the shields. So let's talk through the team I am using here. So the idea behind this team is 2 cards from the Trojan Lovers deck. Get up all the water power gems, and then all the damage is in the Apex Predators card. And then there's also Masters of the Valiance for the killer skill. Area is used on this team to get supercharged up to boost up the damage on the Apex Predators card. So how does this work? Well, when you do an attack after you've used the battle skill on Trojan Lovers and Paris, son of Priam, the grid fills up with power gems. And before that, you need to also make sure you have area up. Then once you've done that, use the other cards if you want, and then hit. You get 3 attacks out of this team, and that should do decent damage. Each attack's doing around 300 to 500 trillion, so if you get all 3 attacks out, you can do over 1 Q. The problem with this team is it's a bit slow. However, as most of you probably already know, I'm very, very limited for Water Slayer decks. So onto the relics. As I've already mentioned, I have enough relics to break 5 beast shields. That's why a few of them are off colour as well. This relic breaks 2. Then another one that breaks 2, and then this one here, I'll go to that in a minute. This one breaks 1. The reason I've put Case's Enchanted Bow on the team, mainly because it has this lovely attack upscaling bonus. Not sure if you've tried Legend Relics on the team, but that bonus is actually a massive increase to the damage that it deals. So very useful to have that on the team. And then finally, an Immortal Killer relic. This is to get a few dark gems up at the start. You kind of need to do that if you're using area. So I made up a few other teams as well. Neither of them are really effective. This is just a basic Water Slayer team out of Ultimate Forms. This was basically to get the bosses leveled up. Nothing especially exciting there. And this team here, this could potentially work. It's a team based around Noble Killer. It's not that good though, but I'll go through it anyway. So the idea behind this team, use Santa to boost up all the Noble Killer cards. There's Santa, Masters of the Valiance again, Beast Killer for the killer skill, Bloody Mary, Stalking Sackman and Combat Ready Crew are all at Noble Killer. Bloody Mary spawns a lot of power gems on the 3rd turn, so once Bloody Mary does that, use Santa, then use these 2 cards, and then you should do some sort of damage, but it's a very old style team, and in testing it's not been that effective at all, unfortunately. So what else could you use? Well, I'm sure you're all expecting this idea, something based around the jailers. You could try 2 cards from the Jailer's deck with 3 other cards. 2 would need to be Arcane Killer and then 1 Beast Killer card. You could also try something based around the Sirens. If I go on to Water Commander, hopefully most of you have the Sirens as it was available in the TPG store. It's a very strong deck. There we go, there's the Sirens. So the idea behind this team would be 2 Chaotic Killer Slayer cards, the Sirens, 2 Chaotic Killer Water Commander cards, and then a Beast Killer ultimate form. Let's go on to the Chaotic Killer card. You'll be able to see it a bit better. There we go, there's the Sirens, and then there's one other card as well. I believe it's this one that also boosts up. Yeah, there we go. I think that might be the wrong one, actually. Let's try and find... There we go, that's the one. Lioness of the Sea. That's what I was looking for. If 16 or more water gems are on the board, increases Chaotic Killer attack by 1300% for one turn. So yeah, that with the Sirens, and then 2 Chaotic Killer Slayer cards, then 1 Beast Killer Slayer card might also work. So there we go, that's the teams I'm using for the event. I will only be using the one team for most of the event, as it's the only one that really does any damage. I did open the vault, I only did 2 tiers, as usual, nothing especially exciting. Let's get on with the actual event. So I have a Korelium and a Radiant rally up on my screen. I think I'm going to give the Radiant a go. This is pretty much an ordinary Slayer event. I'm going to use my team with Iria in it. See if I can do some damage to this Radiant. Now this team is quite good. I have left 2 shields up on the grid. It's very hard to get the shields in the positions I want them. Plus the HP on this team is pretty low. There's a few things to note about the team. I'll see what I can do here though. It's going to take me 4 turns to start doing damage. So at this point, use those skills and then make sure to match some blue gems to fill the grid with power gems. And now I can start doing damage, but the damage probably won't be that good as the shields are not quite where I want them to be. See what I can do though. I need to match dark gems again, which I have. You can see all the damage in that middle card. 413.8 trillion. So that might get me 5% on the Radiance. I get 3 attacks with this as well, so I will get around 1Q damage in total. Okay, so that might be really good as the power gems were separate. Then at this point, what I need to do is match dark gems and try and somehow get the shield in position again, but it doesn't happen very often as, well, you can see what's happening. The shield keeps moving down. There we go, grid full of power gems again. So yeah, it's not a terrible team, but it's not massively effective. It's by far the best team I can make up. Water Slayer is not my thing. Or any water event is pretty much not my thing. Always the first event in the season. Always difficult to get the event deck. Well, I think that's about all I'm doing here, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not going to get the Dark Gems matched up quick enough, so let's quit out. So how much damage did I actually do to that? Let's have a look. 2.1Q, and that would be enough for 20%, believe it or not. So yeah, not too bad. On Open Radiance, I might possibly get 20% on them, but they'll probably be dead before I can really do enough damage. On a locked one though from a friend, I can take my time on the boss and try and get the damage. So this is attempt 2 on the Radiant. I'm going to see if I can do any better this time. I'm going to see if I can actually get the shield in the place I want it to go. It's not easy. But I have done it a few times. Problem is there are lots of dark gems, and as you can see, they sort of mess it up. Right, I'll try something like this. It didn't quite work, but I've almost got the shield in position now, so let's see what I can do from here. There we go, let's see what this does. This is what I was trying to do. And that's the optimal damage, but it's still not that good. You can't really use these two cards at that point, otherwise you end up with too many power gems on the grid and then you can't do the match like I just did. It's not easy. So shields may or may not play a part in this event. You may want to decide not to leave any shields up, or you can try and do what I'm doing, but you might not have much luck with it. It all depends on what team you're using. If you're making something similar to what I'm using, you're going to find it quite difficult to get the shields in position. You may have seen, but I also have a Korelium boss up. The good thing about this team is Area removes all the enemy skills. For example, on this one, Blind. I'm going to try and explain the shield trick during this boss, just for those who don't know about it. Of course, this is really the wrong team for getting the shield trick to work, but ideally you want to leave up 2 shields and you want to get them in the middle, either 2 spaces from the left or 2 spaces from the right. So where the shield is now is basically ideal. Very, very difficult to actually do this though, as loads of dark gems will spawn now, knocking down the shield. With 1 shield though, it's a bit easier than just doing it with 2 shields. So there we go, that's the sort of position you want the shield in. And then you want a bunch of power gems, like in this example. Oh, it didn't spawn anywhere near as many power gems as I thought it was going to. I'm not sure what happened there. The shield is still in position, so I can try that again. That's better, okay. And then you want to match the 2 highest value ones that are sort of separate from the grid like that. And then you should do decent damage. The problem here is the power gems are not high enough for it to do the really good damage numbers. But it gives you an idea of how to do the shield trick if you don't already know. Right, I'll try and finish the boss off now. That should spawn a bunch of water power gems. There we go. Because this is an Immortal Killer based team, all the damage is on the Apex Predators. This is basically a 1-card team, so to speak. I'm very, very, very limited for what I can use here. The other problem there is Blind was still active. Area had not removed Blind, so I didn't do any damage. But yeah, it gives you an idea of what you can do with this sort of team and how to get the shield trick working. Probably not something I am going to be doing much this event, but I'll leave the shields up just in case I get lucky and get the shield in the position I want and get a really good match. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the rewards and the event collection. So this time it's a Legend Relic collection and not an actual Legend collection. Now Legend Relics are a lot more useful than the actual Legends, so this is actually a decent collection in my opinion. You've got these crystal shards as well. They're quite hard to get, so pretty good to see those there. So I'm pretty happy with this collection. A couple of Cater's bows in there as well. 4 and 5 star version. Legend Crystal Shards, not so helpful, but yeah, not a bad collection. The most important reward from this is probably the Enchanted Arrow Crate. You get 6 of those, so if you get lucky, you will be able to evolve your Legend Relic just from that, but obviously you need to get one of each type from that, and that's not always going to happen. So I'm in Legends again. When it loads, it's taking its time. There we go. I managed to stay in Legends for quite a few events. Last event, I got 20th Global and I think 12th in Legends. And I wasn't really playing that hard either. So that gives you an idea of the player database or player amounts on the game now. It's definitely less than it used to be. So what have we got here? Dodge. Dodge on the Warden. Now, Dodge can be tricky if the Ironclad builds up, but there's plenty of cards that can remove Dodge now, so yeah, could possibly be good depending on how it's used, but that's pretty much with all the Wardens now. I probably won't use this Warden even though my defense is fire, and it would only really be useful if I got it up to 4 or 5 pink stars and put it right at the end, I think. But that's just my opinion, feel free to disagree. Alright, so finally I'm going to have a look at the actual event deck, but first, let's go to the news feed. 5-star Dragoons are unlocked. So that will make your Dragoons stronger if you can take them up to 5 pink stars. I actually have a Dragoon at 4 pink stars. Scroll across, it might take me a bit of time. You also get to see my GVG attack team when I scroll across and reach it. Should be, there we go. So I'm going to show you what it takes to make a Dragoon 5 pink stars now. There we go. This is what you need. So quite a lot of items. The Onyx Whetstone, Citrine Whetstone is quite hard to get. The Arisen Dragoon Stones are also really difficult to get, so don't expect to take it up to 5 pink stars in a hurry, but let's have a quick look. That's the leader skill. Let's compare that to 4 pink stars. To back out to have a look at it at 4 pink stars. So, yeah, the leader skill is slightly stronger at 5 pink stars. So that's worth noting. So it is worthwhile, but it's going to take a very long time. Battle skill doesn't seem different. Counter skill is IX. I think it was IX on the 4 pink star version. Yeah, it is. So the main change there is that the leader skill is more powerful, so that will make a difference to your team and is well worth doing. So now, here is the event deck. Let's have a look at this. So Beast Killer, Musketeers United. Creates 6 Water Power Gem level 7s, Healing skill, and an upgrade skill. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Activate 3 or more battle skills to get a boost to Water Slayer attack and self-attack. So, you could try this with the Visions of the Void deck if you have a full deck. As always, the first event in the season, it's going to be very, very difficult to get this deck unless you want to spend a lot of money on the game. For the individual cards, if you're just going to get one card, this one increases just self-attack, and let's have a look at the other card. This one increases all Water Slayer attack and has the upgrade skill. So this is by far the better out of the 2 cards. If you were just going to get one card, I'd recommend going for that one. And there we go, that about covers this video. I hope that was helpful. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions regarding the video, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed, and thanks for watching.